Hello everyone, I'm Sujata and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Sujata Speaks. In today's video, I'm going to discuss about my ISRO interview experience, which I had that interview which I had given in 2023 for mechanical branch. Before that, let me tell you about myself. I'm working as scientist C in ISRO, and before that, I have worked as a assistant motor vehicle inspector in Maharashtra government. So let us start with today's topic, that is the experience which I want to share with all of you. The first thing is there are about 752 candidates selected for the mechanical branch, and out of that, in phase 1, for 263 candidates, the interviews are scheduled from 5th August to 14th August. So there will be about 31 candidates per day, and the interview will be conducted at VSSC, that is Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, Tiruvananthapuram. The biodata format, declaration form, and TA form is already there on the website, which you can download and which you need to fill and you need to submit it before the I mean at the on the day of interview. So let me share the interview experience from the starting. That is I for initially what used to happen, that the panel used to go through, I mean they used to move throughout the India, and at different centers they used to conduct the interview. But from last 1 or 2 years, the panel is there in VSSC Tiruvananthapuram only, and all the candidates from all over India needs to travel to the VSSC, and you need to appear for your interview over there. The first thing which you need to do is almost 8 o'clock or 8:30 will be the time given for you in your for your interview. At that time you need to be present at the VSSC. So what after that, when you will go to the VSSC, you need to have your all documents ready with you. It's Xerox copies, 1 or 2 sets you need to have with you. This thing you need to carry from your home itself, because you should not panic after reaching there that you don't have the Xerox copies of the documents. Then once you will reach at the center at about 8 or 8:30, after that they will ask, some of the candidates will go for the document verification, and for the other candidates they may ask you to have your breakfast, which will be served at the SSC only. So this is the first thing. And for document verification, they will ask all the documents which you have, the original documents they will verify. For the students who are working, for them you need to provide, or you need to produce your NOC. So without NOC, it is very important to carry your NOC, the original one, for your interview, because they will verify. Without NOC you will not be allowed to appear for the interview. After that, you will be asked to sit in one particular hall, and one by one they will ask you to come in the interview panel's room, and likewise your interview will go on almost for a day. So even though you are a 31st candidate, you will be asked to be present in the hall at 8 o'clock itself. So don't get bored with that. The schedule is like that, so you have to be present in the morning itself. So once this is the first thing, I mean these are the things which you need to do once you reach VSSC, and these are the basic formalities which you need to complete. After that, according to your serial number, they will ask you to come in the interview panel's room where your interview will be conducted. Okay, so once you enter inside the room, first thing that you should greet all the panel members. There will be about 12 to 13 or 15 panel members in your panel for your interview. So the sitting arrangement will be like, one will be the chairman of the panel, and the other members will be sitting around you. There will be a whiteboard and pen which will be there in that particular room. So first thing, like DRC or DRDO interview, it's not mandatory that they will ask you the your favorite subjects, which is generally done in all other interviews. They may ask you, they may not ask you. So you should be prepared with all the subjects, or all basically the basic subjects of mechanical, like strength of material, theory of machines, thermodynamics, engineering drawing, material science, or production. Production may not be, but these subjects, basic subjects of mechanical engineering, you should be thorough with. Okay, so they will ask you to sit on the chair which will be there in front of the panel. They will make you feel comfortable. They will ask you about yourself, or they may ask to introduce you. So after that, once you introduce yourself, they will ask questions starting from basics. So the first thing is you should be able to answer those questions. Once you are able to answer those questions, they will ask some more questions in depth related to whatever answers or whatever questions that they have answered. Okay, so these are some of the things. Uh, and try to answer 70 to 80% of the questions which they are asking. If you are not knowing the answer of any of the question and you are not sure about it at all, then better not to bluff anything in front of the panel. If you know, or you can ask, or I mean, if you are 50% or 70% sure, then only you should answer the question. If not, you can tell them directly, politely, that sir, I'm not aware of this answer, or I'm not aware of this particular concept, something like that. Okay, so this is the one of the point which you need to take care of in your interview. The another problem is, some of the students, they ask is whether to is it okay if we answer in Hindi. I feel that if you are if you are able to answer in English, you should try for that. If not, they do understand Hindi, so in between, like some of the words or some of the sentences you can use in Hindi or English, because you need to know the concept, that is more important. Okay, so try to speak more of in English. If not, then little bit Hindi you can mix with that. Okay, so this was the basic thing which you and all the questions whichever you are explaining, you need to answer it on the whiteboard and pen, whichever will be given there. So this is how your interview will be conducted one by one. If you are getting late or if you have a flight, you can tell them in advance, so that they will schedule your interview little earlier. The another important thing is, after once you are sitting outside the panel, try not to ask your questions that what they have asked in the interview, because it will create unnecessary pressure on yourself. Better to be calm throughout the interview. Even if you are not able to answer any of the question, take a deep breath and then try to answer that question. That's not the issue at all. Okay, and go to the interview panel with positive approach, with all of the positivity that you have. Okay, so this was the basic interview experience, or this is the format of the interview which you will be facing on whatever your interview date is. Okay, so these are the some points. Another thing I want to tell you is, like, for preparing all the subjects which I told, which are important subjects, for example, you need to refer to the reference books, like Essential for Fluid Mechanics or Thermodynamics, like this. I mean, whatever general standard reference books we have, that you need to follow. Another important thing is, since there is very less time remaining for your interview, it's better to search for the previous year questions on Quora, or from wherever you can get it, or you need to listen to the candidates interviews on YouTube, where you can get the idea what kind of questions they are asking. My suggestion is, while you are watching any of the candidates interview, their experiences, take a pen and paper. You need to maintain a separate notebook with a pen, in which you will be writing down all the questions which are previously asked. Below that, you need to write your answer for that particular question. You cannot just, it's not like, even though your concepts are clear, you should be able to express your concepts in front of the panel. Then and then only you will be able to clear your interview. It's not like, even though you know the concept, but if you are not able to present yourself, then, I mean, that's not the point. Okay, so what I told you, that 100 pages notebook you need to maintain with a pen, and whatever from Quora, whatever questions you are getting, or from the candidates previous year's experience, those PYQs you need to write and try to practice them. So just not practice them, take a whiteboard and pen. On that you try to explain the problem, or try to explain that particular answer. So it will build your confidence and you will be able to answer the questions in much better way. Another thing is that you need to know about, the recent missions of ISRO, whichever is going on. So they may ask you some basic questions, they may not, but you should be prepared, 100% prepared for the interview to crack your interview. Okay, this is another thing. And mock interviews are another most important thing. You need to give many of the mock interviews so that you will be able to understand that, are you able to answer the question, are you able to tackle the pressure which will be there in the panel. Because when we are at home we are relaxed, but when you go in front of the 13 to 14 members panel, you may feel little bit uncomfortable, or you may feel underconfident. But to make sure that you are confident in front of the panel, try practicing the questions or the answers on the whiteboard. And likewise you need to improve yourself and watch the mock interviews which you have given, so that you will be able to see your body language, the way you are answering the questions. So that thing you can improve by giving mock interviews itself. Okay, there is another one important thing is, for the repeaters, I mean the people who are they are working somewhere. For the freshers, they may ask you questions related to the project which you have done in your in graduation. So be prepared for the freshers, be prepared with your questions related to your project. And for repeaters, the questions related to your project also which you have done in your graduation. And if you are working somewhere, they may ask you questions related to the company or the whichever organizations you are working with. So that would be helpful if you are prepared with that. Okay, these are the important points which I wanted to share with all of you. Okay, so engineering drawing is also one of the important subject which you need to be prepared with. They may ask you questions from that particular subject. So these are the things I wanted to share with all of you. If you have any more doubts, you can write them down in the comment section. I will try to answer it. So thank you so much.